that while we're talking on talk radio today on the 27th of April, the thing is that these people are planning the extinction, annihilation of a minimum of 30 million people. By the way, I don't want to make any misconceptions. I believe this is it. I believe this is the match that has been lit.
All right, stay there, Steve. We've been getting all perspectives, and we appreciate yours and respect it. We're going to call you back, Steve, at our phone system right now. We'll be back for everybody else in 1 minute on our phone system at 888-201-2244. We'll continue to cover this at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Stay with us.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Be sure to visit GCNlive.com today.
Cats like me and you have got lost. If they adhere to laws outside the laws as laid down.
Right now, we're going to do about 15, 20 minutes of this to get to everybody's calls. And we had to get Steve Quayle over from the Genesis phone system in Minnesota over to our studios here that we're developing and building and expanding, building TV studios right now as well. Do we have Steve Quayle on the horn yet? Okay, we're getting him right now. Let's go ahead and start taking calls now as we wait. Sherry in California, I appreciate you holding. Sherry, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yes.
Wow, okay. Yeah, I want to know what it means by we have days and weeks. I didn't totally understand what that really means.
When Steve Quayle was saying that, or when the media was saying that? Well, I mean, he's saying that, if the globalists are launching their pandemic flu operation like they did in 1918, like they tried to do in 76, but people refused to take the shots because the first ones to take it got sick or died. I mean, we know the HPV, Gardasil's killing a lot of the girls that take it. They're practicing just putting this out there. We get hurt, and then they act like it's no big deal, and they move forward. I don't know what's happening. We had Sherry Tenpenny on, medical doctor, saying, look, it looks like this is engineered. She's down in Mexico, but she says they're overhyping it unless it's going to mutate into something else. We had Deagle on, who said he thinks this is a beta test for something bigger down the road. Then they had Homeland Security.
I hope you have Deagle on again.
Huh?
I hope you have Deagle on again.
No, I will. But then the head of Homeland Security comes out and says, yeah, this one will probably peter out, but the next one's going to be the big one. You got the UN saying billions will die for years from bird flu. I mean, the flu doesn't normally do that. So we're looking at what they're saying and saying these are eugenicist murderers. It's possible they could pull this. Now, Steve says he believes that they could be beta testing, and this may be it. I don't know. But I appreciate your call. Steve Quayle, we just got him back online. He heard that. Steve, I mean, why, just all of these pieces of the puzzle, you think they may be pulling something?
Well, absolutely, Alex. I don't believe that this is the forerunner. We know that obviously the G20 met. We know the Bilderbergers met. We know that this was a year to go for it. The idea that Kissinger's statement that by September the guns will be called in. Obviously, you're going to need a mass event to basically begin the mass roundup and the mass assassinations. Again, I say to everyone out there that has had the census takers show up, Alex, can I just cover that just for 1 minute? I know people that were in the military who were at some of these Tea Party rallies, I'm talking retired, who had census takers at their house within 1 hour after the time they left the Tea Party.
No, that's been confirmed. That's been confirmed. The FBI was there. They now call their spies census takers, and we covered that in 2000. When I got the long form that supposedly only 1 in 6 got, all the other patriots I know that are prominent got the long form. Do you own guns? What are your stocks and bonds? Do you have a low flush toilet? All of these questions, and saying by law you got to answer this, when the form had a line on it, only the little top part, it was all color of law. And yes, they're going to use the new census. They're saying it's going to be monthly as their new little intelligence ops confirmed with the GPS marking their houses. Yeah, this is, I mean, they're really trying to do a takeover here.
Right, and everybody should know this, that one of my listeners, one of our mutual listeners, queried the census taker, and they even shook their head and said, well, this is weird because they're giving us pre-selected pre-selected addresses to verify that the people, are you so-and-so at this address? The census taker volunteered the information saying, normally we just go and canvass everybody, but she said, this is weird. No, it's not weird. It's predetermined. Alex, the information that's gathered by the FBI and whoever that's out there, it's using the face recognition software. It's a satellite uplink, and then in real time, not later in the day or whatever, people are dispatched. The closest census quote, and I call them scouts, okay, I'm calling them New World Order scouts, are dispatched to validate the address. People that have been out of the military, especially Special Forces, Special Operations, okay, Delta, Green Beret, you name it. Anybody that has an expertise is being physically located, and they're building, the powers that be are building a threat matrix.
Now, you've been saying this for years, and I've had the documents, you've had them for years, people didn't, but never got big news. We now have all these federal training reports, not just the MIAC and others, saying veterans are the number one threat, gun owners, that people, quote, buying guns and ammo are terrorists, and then I didn't even get to this during the main show. I'm telling you, I'm dropping the ball. Obama pushing treaty to ban reloading. This is from Gun Owners of America. And the treaty says they will ban all private manufacture and reloading, even of factories. And we see the Army 2 months ago and the Armed Services saying we're not going to sell our bulk 308, 30-06, 223, 7.6239, and all these other ammos, 50 cal, to the private, even, major corporate reloaders. And so this is confirmed up on Infowars.com, directly from Gun Owners of America. Larry Pratt did a video on it. In fact, I kept forgetting. Let's get Larry Pratt on the next few days. Will you tell Rob before I forget? Just a note, because I write over here and forget. I'm going to get him on tomorrow, in fact, as soon as we can. We got that hitting us. We've got, this is just incredible, all the things they're doing, Steve Quayle. Let's go to another call here. Let's talk to Dave in Ontario, Canada. Thanks for holding. You're a trooper. You're on the air with Steve Quayle. Go ahead.
Well, thanks very much, Alex. Here I am in Ontario. Now, I want to say something about CTV News yesterday. Now, you probably recognize Lloyd Robertson. He's, of course,
Alex?
Yes, Steve. Hold on one second, Dave.
Yep.
Is he on? I'm sorry, I'm just hearing dead space. I just thought we got cut off or something.
No, his audio's very low. I've told the guys that we're just getting our phone system here tweaked. Right. Okay, Dave, speak up.
Anyway, to continue.
Can you hear him now, Steve?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Alex, listen, make your point, then I'll bring it up to Steve. Go ahead.
Right. Now, yesterday, Lloyd Robertson appeared on the CTV Newsnet with a travel advisory from voyage.gc.ca, which is the Transport Canada thing. And he said, Canadians traveling to Mexico should exercise a high degree of caution due to occasional demonstrations and protests. And he went on to say, Canadians should be particularly vigilant in northern Mexico because of the military and drug cartels. You could have shootouts. What a load of horse hockey. Come on. Give me a break.
Let me comment on that. He's saying Transport Canada got up on TV and said, watch out when you go to Mexico because of the shootouts with the police and military, with the drug dealers, one and the same, two different drug gangs fighting, and because of demonstrations. And that's my issue. Mexico, and we had State Department experts on about this and others, was set to probably be overthrown this summer. There was a good chance of it. Rebellion nationwide. That's why I've had state senators on from Texas who are gearing up martial law on the Texas border, as you know, Steve. Could all this just be being used as hyping of just a flu, though we know it isn't just a regular flu, but just hyping it so the government can be the savior, so folks start worrying about their lives and stop worrying about the tyranny?
Well, absolutely, because in essence, if people are getting too close to the truth, the thing you immediately do is you introduce another situation that takes their eyes off of the big picture. It's just like there's a movement out there to abolish the Fed. I got news for everybody. The Fed's already been abolished. It's now going to be called the International Monetary Authority. The big money has moved to the Far East. This is set up, Alex. It's a total setup. So the thing that I think that everyone must understand, that the international elite could care less about nationalities. They could care less about loyalties. All they want is the raw material, and they're the pirates of the world at large.
They use false patriotism to control us while they're busy destroying the nation. And then when you get their own secret documents, their real threat is the red, white, and blue. Thank you, caller, Dave in Ontario.
Thank you.
Carter, thank you. Carter in Louisiana. You're on the air with Steve Quayle. Go ahead, Carter.
Hey, guys. Thank you. Hey, one thing I wanted to bring up, it's a little bit of my own analysis. I think you guys will see that this is probably true. They see us reaching critical mass with the Tea Parties, conservative estimates with 2,000 parties with only 500 people, basically bring the numbers to 1 million, but we know maybe probably 1 out of 10 showed up, and then places like Atlanta and, they had 40,000 people that showed up there. So what they know is I think that another brick in Steve's argument is why now is the time, is because they realize they can't put the lid back on things, and if they don't usurp us now, then they'll not have a chance in the future.
Well, that's what I've been saying for months. The awakening to world government, the awakening to the New World Order, with them openly announcing it, they need some crisis as they emerge to play the part of saviors, attacking Iran, attacking Pakistan, further global financial plunge, stage terror attacks, bird flu. I've said those are the cards. They can play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the cards, or they can play none of the cards, but I don't see them being able to move their agenda forward without a crisis. I don't know if this is the one, though, but they're sure hyping it, so we're here covering it, and I hope